What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Pens and Tea. My name is Carrie. Today it's raining, but it doesn't matter because we're going to be talking about this beautiful exclusive Visconti Homo Sapiens from PenVenture. So as you can see, it looks a little different. So when I made a purchase of the when I made a purchase of the, here we go, Leonardo Momento Zero Grande Primary Manipulation 4 with Jonathan Brooks from PenVenture, I reached out to any who owns PenVenture to ask him to tune the nib to my liking before they sent the pen to me, because that is a service they offer. So via email communication, we got to know each other a little bit better. I mentioned that I also make videos, Pens and Tea, and found out that not only do I watch his YouTube content, but he watches mine. So that was very, very cool. And when I got the delivery of the, what was that? When I got the delivery of my fountain pen that I purchased, Emmy messaged me on Instagram and he's like, hey, did you open it? Did you open it? Did you open it? And I was like, no, unfortunately I'm at work. So I haven't had a chance to open it yet, but when I do get home, I'll let you know. But have no fear, it's not sitting outside. Somebody did bring it in for me. And then when I got home really late and I forgot because I was just so tired. This is the pen here, by the way. Review has already posted if you're curious. I was just so tired that honestly, I just came home, took care of Parker, played with her a little bit, and then went to bed. And Romania, which is where PenVenture's from, is about 7 hours ahead of me. So I woke up to a whole bunch of messages from him being like, I'm so anxious. Like, did you open it? Did you like it? And I was kind of like, why? And it's because he did not just send me the pen that I purchased. Don't get me wrong, that's stunning. And I was excited. And I mean, as you can tell in the unboxing video I did of it and the review that I did of it, but he actually sent me some other goodies. I did briefly show this in the review that I did of this pen, but one of the things he sent me was this tin, and I absolutely adore it. I love it so much. It's got this cute, beautiful little kitty on it that is just adorned in all kinds of designs. And I love it so much. I love the fact that the tin itself is black so that this really pops. And I have one of my favorite teas in it from Wise Monkey, which I've actually done a review of their brand and pretty much every one of their teas on my channel as well. If you're curious, check it out. Highly, highly recommend. Something else that he sent was this little ink stamper set that has positive affirmations sort of on it, as we all need in 2020 and 2021, because here we are in our third lockdown. So it says things like love, dream big, thanks, urgent, to do, heart, symbols, all these kinds of really positive things. He also sent me this little notebook that says Romania on it, and then has, like, I'm assuming a dip pen here. I don't think you can purchase it on his website because I didn't see it, but I can definitely do a review. It's all blank paper, and I did do my usual torture test, and it passed with flying colors. So it handles ink like a champ, and I'm really actually impressed by it. So I got that little booklet here, and then I saw something special. then I saw this and I nearly shirt my pants. I was so excited. I was so excited. Before I opened it, he did send a very kind letter that I read as well. And this is his personal pen. So I'm thrilled beyond measure that I was given the opportunity to review this pen. So, disclaimer, this is not mine. I did not pay for this. It is being lent to me, but I'm not being paid to do this review. So all opinions expressed are mine and my own. So this one happens to be number 00. Where's the inscription here? It's so, oh, there it is. It's so faint that I can't really see it. 00 of 25. So there's a rose gold trim, which is what this is, and there's a rhodium trim. And I believe there's 25 of each. In fact, so that I don't get it wrong, because Emmy from PenVenture was so kind to me to send this, I'm actually gonna read a little bit about it from their website on my iPad here, because it's written really well and it's said way better than I could. So I'm gonna quickly read through that while you have the beautiful overlay here. PenVenture concept took a lot of passion, work, and time to see the light of day. We are approaching the 1-year mark from our first open day, October 10th. A year of dedication and appreciation for you, our customers, and for everyone who collaborated with PenVenture. We want to introduce to you all our first exclusive collaboration project. The Visconti Homo Sapiens PenVenture exclusive, a take on the most iconic model launched by Visconti. We are granted the rare privilege to design our exclusive pen based on the Bronze Age Homo sapiens. Passion is the glue that bounds to everything that is or will be PenVenture. This is why we chose red. The first ever Visconti to feature lava material and a demonstrator barrel. This pen is limited edition of only 50 pieces, available in 2 trim colors, 25 pieces of bronze rose gold, and 25 pieces of sterling silver or palladium. Each pen is numbered and displays our name engraved in alignment with the nib slit, which is super cool. The fountain pen is available for purchase only from our website. The PenVenture exclusive Homo Sapiens comes equipped with the Visconti 18 karat gold nib, available extra fine all the way up to 1.3 millimeter stub. The pen features the trademark Visconti double reservoir power filling mechanism, the hook safe lock capping system, and you can customize your PenVenture exclusive Homo Sapiens with the Visconti My Pen system. And then it does go through and give you all of the breakdown of every little measurement should you want to take a look. Pricing. So regardless of whether you do the rose gold or the rhodium, does not matter. If you're looking for fine, medium, or broad, it is 600 euros, which on their website, they have a really handy thing here where you can change the currency. So it's 600 euros, which is $886 Canadian or $702 US. If you want the extra fine or the 1.3 millimeter stub, it does come with the premium. And again, that premium doesn't matter the trim color. So if you're gonna go with those 2 options, it's 640 euros. It is $945 Canadian or $749 American. So that's enough reading. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe that this is in my hand. I have used 2 Visconti Homo sapien style pens before. One, which is their traditional all-round Homo sapiens. And I did not actually have the greatest experience with that, which is why I never posted a video about it, because it was consistently inconsistent. And I just didn't feel like I could do a review that is actually like satisfying and had a conclusion of whether yes, I recommend it or no, I don't. Because when it worked great and I loved it, but then it didn't and it drove me nuts. I also have the Visconti Homo Sapiens Midnight in Florence, which is their like resin version. So it's the same body shape, but it doesn't have the lava mixed in with resin. That one I adore. I did post a video of that. I still own it to this day. But to be honest, I like this one better. I like this one better. I do, because to be honest, the 18 karat gold nib, this is the first time I've used the Visconti gold nibs. And I know Emmy did tune this pen to his liking, which does correlate to mine. So I do want to put that out there right now. He has an extra fine nib on this, but he, like me, enjoys very, very wet writing pens. So this is the first time I've used the gold nibs, but it has been tuned by him. If you do purchase anything from his website, you can email him and ask him to tune the pen to your liking. Predominantly all Italian pens right now. They are based out of Romania, and Italian pens is their main bread and butter. It's their main passion, which happens to sort of fall in line with me right now, with the exception of Pilot. For whatever reason, I'm also obsessed with Pilot at the moment. But that's neither here nor there. So this first experience with the gold nib is phenomenal, and I actually prefer it over the fine palladium nib that I have on the Midnight in Florence. Don't get me wrong, that nib is still bellissimo, but I kind of actually prefer this one. So super, super quick. It is the typical Homo sapiens shape. If you've ever seen one, used one, held one, it is identical. The only difference is that the barrel is red and a demonstrator. So you have the typical my pen system that you can use a very strong magnet to pull that off, and then you can put on different gems. The Ponte Vecchio bridge inspired clip, which works super, super well. 2 trim rings around the cap. Their typical hook lock system, which is by far one of my favorite things from them. On the body of the pen, you have a chunky trim ring here that just says Homo sapiens. The body is pretty straight until you get down to the twisting knob here that activates the piston rod in the middle. Now, he mentioned the double reservoir filler. For those who don't know, that essentially means this little area here is a section where you can trap or not trap ink. So right now, the barrel of the body of the barrel here is from here and up. So I have very little ink left. I've already refilled this twice, and I'm about to do it for a third time. So this is your main body of ink. And then this little section here is what will either allow or disallow ink to flow to the actual feed. So right now I'm saying no ink is allowed to get to the feed other than what's already saturated in the feed. If I want it to, I can twist this little knob up here, and you'll see in a moment all that ink fall down as I twist. Oh, some has gone, there we go. So now you can actually see there's a ton of ink here. And if I want that to go away, then all I have to do is twist it back. And now you can see there's no ink in that second reservoir. So it serves 2 purposes. One, if you fly with the pen, there's no ink from the barrel here that could be prone to, shooting out of the nib and the feed with the air pressure, especially if yours looks like mine, where there's a lot of negative space, aka a lot of empty space in the body. And 2, it also, if you wanted to, means that you could twist it, allow that second reservoir to fill, and then twist it back. If you didn't want to use it untwisted, and you see here where it captures all of that ink. I don't mind keeping it open. I have a few vacuum filling pens, so it doesn't bother me to do that. But like for example, the Pilot Custom 823. So I don't mind leaving it open, but if you do, then there you go. That's about it, how it works. It fits very, very nicely in my hand. It is a large pen. I wouldn't say it's oversized, especially not like a Delta oversize or a Mont Blanc 149, which is a chunky beast. But it is a large pen. You can post it a little bit. It doesn't post very deeply, and it does become very back weighted, so I don't recommend it. But to be honest, like the pen is long enough, big enough where you shouldn't have to. The grip section here, also made of the same lava resin material, is large enough. Your thumb will rest over the hook lock system, but it feels great. And because it's not any threads or anything like that, it doesn't bother me at all. It's very smooth. And that was the same across all of their models. I've never once had a problem with that. And I do very much love the hook lock system. It's very satisfying and just makes uncapping and capping it a very nice experience. And it's so different from anything else. I did, at first when I saw this, I was like, whoa, why is the barrel red? Like that seems like a strange choice to me. Mostly because red is not my favorite color. It's something that I don't typically choose. I do have a few red pens and I adore them. But I was kind of wondering why. And it's red for passion. So that's why they chose red. And I will fully admit, it was not a design I actually liked very much when I first saw, but the more that I use it, the more that I have it, I'm enjoying it more and more. I am certainly coming around to the red, especially with the fact that I have this filled with Mont Blanc William Shakespeare, which is a phenomenal red. I am liking it much, much more. And it's so different. It is so different from anything else that it really does stand out. They do sell other models other than this one specifically. Like I said, this one is very limited. When they sell out, they sell out. But they do sell pretty much any other Visconti Homo sapien version, other Visconti pens. Like I said, they sell mostly Italian pens and accoutrements. So if you check out their website, you'll be able to see all of their offerings. But I'm very, very pleased, very, very thankful that this was entrusted to me to be able to take care of and do a review of. That was a lot of talking for 18 minutes. I told myself, just like when I filmed this one, that I was going to be super concise. I'm not, but I have a lot of strong feelings about it. And I just cannot believe that it was sent to me. Normally when things are sent to me, I'm aware of them. Either a brand and I talk back and forth for quite some time before they send me something. And this wasn't. This was just a complete surprise. I opened up the box and there it was. So I think that's also partially the reason why I am extra drawn to this. But yeah, the best thing about this pen is the way that it writes, because my goodness, I think this pen is better than anything that I have in my collection. I'm very sad that I'm gonna have to return this pen, but I'm very, very happy and grateful that it has been a part of my life for at least a little while. So I'm gonna stop the rambling. I'm gonna show you how this writes, because that is hands down the best part of this pen. Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plain. Do I love this nib? Wow. So once again, this is an extra fine 18 karat gold nib from Visconti. Ink for today is Mont Blanc William Shakespeare. I figured a red ink for a red pen was needed. I don't typically use red that often, but if I do, I definitely go for something like this. This pen, my goodness, it even went to the next page. It is very, very, very wet. Now I know with this being Emmy's personal pen, he is very much like-minded like myself. This was the writing sample I did for the Leonardo Momento Zero Grande Primary Manipulation 4. If you haven't watched it, check it out. And he tuned that pen for me in almost the same way as this. And that is very wet. So he likes his pens just as wet as I do. So we definitely see eye to eye. I really, 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 really love this pen. And this nib. I have used a Visconti Homo Sapiens before. I own the Midnight in Florence. That has a palladium Dream Touch nib. This is the gold. So this is the first gold nib I've used by them. And if I'm being real, I prefer the gold nib over the palladium. Just the way that it feels. I like it way more. I have used the regular Homo Sapiens extra fine. I did not have the greatest experience with it, so I never actually ended up filming anything. But oh my gosh, I'm gonna be saving up my pennies so that I can buy a Homo Sapiens. I probably won't get the red one. I'll probably just get the regular one. But I will definitely be purchasing it from PenVenture and having Emmy tune it to be exactly like this because this is probably the best writer in my collection. I have some amazing writers, and not that this is in my collection, I just mean right now because I have to unfortunately send this back and I do not want to. But it writes so well. So you can reverse write. It did kind of cut out there. Obviously you get an extra fine. It's fairly pleasant actually. I'm actually impressed. You can squeeze out a little bit of line variation. The gold has less, I don't want to say the word flex because none of them are flex, but for lack of a better term, it has less flex than the palladium. However, I find the responsiveness in the way that the nib feels, like that bounce effect, almost like shock absorbers on your car. I find that much more pleasant on the gold nib, at least this one, than I do the palladium. It's an interesting feel. I almost can't describe it. If you've used a Pilot Custom 74, you know, I talked about that nib being like squishy almost, and this is also kind of squishy in that when you write, you feel the nib like give way to your writing. It's so bizarre, but it is so wonderful. If you're a fan of like TWSBI nibs that are stiff, then you're gonna hate this. Excuse me. You're gonna absolutely hate this because this is the exact opposite of that feeling. I reach for this pen more times than I can count. In fact, this body here holds so much ink and I have refilled it twice. And I am almost gonna have to do it again. I love, you know, the little double reservoir thing here. This is the first pen that I can actually see that on because my Midnight in Florence does not have that. And it's just, I don't know, it's just so neat. It's just so stinking neat. I like the fact that the body is open so that you can see everything. And I know there are some with like the skylight windows and things like that in there, which are also tempting. So I haven't quite made up my mind yet, but I just love it. I just love it. That's all I can say. I love it. I highly, 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 highly recommend that you check out the Visconti Homo Sapiens. This pen precisely you can only get at PenVenture. It is their exclusive model, and obviously comes with a gold nib. If you haven't yet checked out a gold nib and you've used a palladium and you didn't like it, I recommend maybe chatting up with a seller and just expressing maybe your concerns. Be like, hey, I've used the palladium one, didn't really like it. I've heard the gold nibs are different. what's your return policy, all that kind of stuff, so that you can make a purchase, because these are not cheap, but have some confidence that you'll be taken care of if you still don't like it. I adore it. I think it's better than the palladium nibs, and I highly recommend it. I do. I really, really do. They're very expensive. They're grail pens for some folks. So, it's not a quick decision purchase, but think about it, put it in the noggin, noodle it for a while. And yeah, if you do, let me know. But guys, as always, I very much appreciate you spending your time with me, supporting my channel and my content. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you like this video a lot, but you haven't done so already, like most of the people who watch my stuff, do hit the subscribe button. New videos come out every Monday and Friday, and the occasional Q&A on Tuesday. As I've said already, I appreciate you watching, especially if you're watching right till the end. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye.